The logos of Disability Network Eastern Michigan and SMART appear on the screen.
Welcome back to Disability Network Eastern Michigan YouTube channel. In part 3 of my interview with SMART, we will learn more about wheelchair accessibility. So, are your paratransit buses wheelchair accessible?
Yes. So proudly, all of SMART's in-house vehicles are all accessible. We're talking our fixed route network is all accessible. The difference between paratransit and fixed route is paratransit has your traditional lift that lowers to the ground, whereas your fixed route is going to have a ramp. And we can kneel the bus or lower the bus to the curb level and then deploy a ramp to allow people on and off the vehicle. With the paratransit side, with the lift, we have a lot of riders who use the lifts because they have trouble with stairs. So we know that when we get on a paratransit bus, the steps are a little deeper than your traditional house steps because they have to clear the wheel wells. And so we do have a lot of people who utilize the lift in lieu of the stairs. And so we make sure that there's an accessible way for people to access all of our vehicles. On the flex side, Jim has a kind of more of a mixture. He does have wheelchair accessible vans, but he's using minivans as opposed to the paratransit style. So even the minivans are easily accessible for people with different needs and different ability levels.
Yeah, and we also have all the vehicles are equipped with step stools. If that step into the minivan is too high, to kind of get that halfway point so they can get in and out of the vehicle. And in some cases, it just might not be a fit, and that's where sometimes we do refer back to paratransit because that ride might be a little bit, better suited for paratransit. Mm-hmm. And then about half of our fleet is wheelchair accessible, but in order to get that accessibility, to make sure that wheelchair accessible vehicle is one that arrives, there's a toggle in your account that our customer support can turn on. That way we know that a wheelchair accessible vehicle is what needs to arrive at the pickup point for that rider.
Yeah. So a question regarding people in wheelchairs, once they get on the bus, what should they expect? For example, will the bus driver buckle the chair, secure it to the bus, or what's the process?
Great question. So one of the best things that I think SMART has done is we have a variety of wheelchair securement systems in our different vehicles. So we'll start with the fixed route because we do know we have a large population in the disabled community that utilize fixed route for independence reasons, other reasons. So on our fixed route, we have two different securement systems. So we have the Q-Straight Quantum, which is a rear-facing system, but there's an electronic arm that comes down when the system is engaged and hugs the wheelchair into place. It's very secure, it's very safe. We do know that the challenge is that the rider has to ride backwards, and we really do a good job educating those riders when we can on communication with the driver. Letting them know where you're trying to get off if you're having to ride backwards so that you don't miss your stop, right? What we don't want is somebody be riding backwards, they're looking for a McDonald's, for example, and they just see that McDonald's as they go by it. Now they're trying to get the driver's attention. So when they board the vehicle and they are going to have to ride backwards, that communication with the driver of I need to get off at this location really makes sure that they can be accommodated. On the other side of the fixed route vehicle, we have the Q-Pod, which is more your traditional hook and secure system. It's more manual process. So we do have two different alternatives on the fixed route. On the paratransit side, we are having more and more of two different securement systems as well. We have the historic floor track, which I think everybody who's rode SMART systems knows. The drivers put the Q-Strain system in the tracks, they put the hooks on the wheelchair, and they tighten them. Well, Q-Strain has come out with a new electronic version for paratransit. It's called the Q-Strain 1. And what they do is on this platform, they go onto an actual cutout platform, and the driver engages the system, pulls out those hooks, puts them onto the chair, make sure that they're fully secured, and then engages the system. And it's a self-tensioning, self-locking system. Those Q-Strain ones, Smart has a few of them in service. Our communities are getting the first big batch of those, and all Smart future buys will have that Q-Strain 1 in. So we're really looking at making sure that there's a manual component, but that there's also an electronic component going forward. A lot of people feel secure knowing, okay, I heard that system engage, I heard it lock. There's also benefits for Smart as well as the rider with those systems. So we have some new technologies coming on our paratransit. That some of it's here, some of it's still coming.
For more information on Smart, visit their website at www.smartbus.org.
Thanks for watching. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. For more information about us, visit our website at www.dnemichigan.org.